Today I'm taking a look at the welding table. Hey, pretty fancy. So you have color instructions, so that's nice. Looks like our feet. And we got some wheels, brackets, and there's the slag tray, I believe. Metal tubes, lots of hardware, swivel plates, kinds of stuff. Now, looks like this reinforcement goes underneath. And we're going to use a pan head screw to attach that. And that way it will fit nice and flush into the top plate. We got one more for the other side. And then we got these plates. It says these kind of go out to the side like this. So this bottom lip is going to be facing out. And this attaches with these wing bolts, so that way we can loosen this up and adjust that fence wherever we need it. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. We got a nice flat surface so we can lay objects over the side of it. Or we can bring up that fence and we can get nice straight angles. So that's cool. That's a good idea. The same thing for the other side. And then the last one goes on the back. So that's pretty neat. So if I wanted to, like if I'm going to weld a 90-degree angle, just bring up that fence in the back, bring up this fence, and I could just press my two pieces against these two fences, weld it right there, and I got my perfect 90. So that's pretty cool. It's a good idea. Alright, so now we're going to attach these swivel brackets. We're going to take this bolt, it's a hex bolt with teeth on the back. That drops through there. Then a lock washer and a nut. And I'll tighten this down with a 14mm wrench. And we'll do the same thing for the other side. And the handle seems to have an interesting design, so it's designed to sink into the table and pull out when you need it. So it's going to feed into the table, then we put a washer on it and a nut on the back behind that. Alright, so I just tighten that nut up all the way until it gets to the end of the threads. There we go. Okay, so we got our handle. You can set it in like that and pull it out. So these are going to fit underneath like that. And then we're going to screw those in from the top. So we're going to take these flathead screws and we're going to use those to attach that bracket. So that is what we got. Now I have noticed so far that there are plenty of sharp edges on this thing, but it does say on the instruction manual, protective gloves must be worn. So keep that in mind. Okay, so next up, we're going to use these long screws with a washer and a nut. And we're going to use an M10 to tighten these down. Now it says to attach this one next, but as you can see, these two bolts are sticking out the side and that's what has to attach to those brackets. So I think I'm going to attach this to the one bracket first and then I will attach this one next. So there's 4 of these legs, and 2 of them have 2 holes in the front like this, and then 2 of them have 2 holes a little bit higher up. This is going to be one set of legs, and this is going to be the other set. It looks like I was wrong about this bolt. That one doesn't have to go in yet, but these two. And there is a nut on the front of here, but it is the exact same orientation on both of them, so this will be facing this way and the other one will be facing the other way. Pretty much everything we've been using up until now has still been these, and that's still all that we're going to be using. So it's just a bunch of these long screws with a washer and a nut on the end. Whew. There we go. Look at that. So we're pretty much done. We've got a bunch of extra hardware left over, which is great. If I was to lose something, I still got plenty. We do have these nuts right here, so you can tighten those up and kind of lock everything down. Although this is kind of like a secondary locking mechanism, because the actual way that we adjust the height is we lift it up and then we stick these pins in. So it is not the easiest thing in the world to adjust, but I imagine you're going to get the height that you like, and then you're just going to set it there anyway. But the fact of the matter is this is adjustable. So this is a pretty respectable height right now, but we can get another, it's like 8 inches out of that. And plus we can loosen these up. And we can adjust the angle. That's not really going to be something that I'm going to be doing very often, but the fact of the matter is that it can do that, which is pretty cool. You got these spots underneath for screwdrivers and whatnot. There we go. So if you want to drop your welding torch down without actually taking your grounding clamp off, you can set that right there. And there's 2 of them, so you can do one on the other side too. And then we got the slag tray. And that's really cool, because what that means is that as we're welding and we're making a mess and stuff drops underneath, we can just take it out, pull it out right there. We don't have to worry about sweeping up the floor. So nice. So yeah, overall that is a really cool welding table. And this might be one of the cooler things about it, is that the whole thing just kind of folds up. It's not something you get with a lot of welding tables. So that is pretty awesome.